Welcome back to DC News Now. We want to talk about the historic significance of the governor's race here in Virginia, electing its first woman in the Commonwealth. The Associated Press just calling the race for Democrat Abigail Spanberger. And joining us now is political strategist Jake McAbee. And you are not only a political strategist, but a guest lecturer, often at Harvard's Kennedy School of Government. What do you think? We already have the early results. I think it was with 38% of the votes in, and already the AP is calling it for Abigail Spanberger.
It's nice to have sort of an early sigh of relief for Democrats. There are more races to come still, not just in Virginia, where there's the Lieutenant Governor's race and the Attorney General's race, which is going to be keeping everybody up late, but also in New Jersey, and we'll be waiting for those as time goes on in New York as well, with its own fun eccentricities.
That's right. All right, so let's talk about Abigail Spanberger becoming Virginia's very first woman to lead the Commonwealth. Do you think it was about her resume, her CV, being a former CIA agent, a Postal Service officer, and having those credentials, or was it more a reactionary and kind of the trends of what Virginia usually does here is, I think out of the last 13 elections post a presidential one, they have elected someone out of the opposite party, except that 2013 one.
Yeah, Terry McAuliffe is the only one who beat the record. But no, I mean, I think it's a combination of a whole lot of factors. She had an extraordinary resume. She connected well with people on the trail. She had a clear direction for the Commonwealth of Virginia. You know, this was also happening at a time when the people of Virginia are getting tired of the president, especially at a time when people who work for the federal government are being furloughed. That involves a lot of people in Virginia. So everyone is seeing how what's going on in Washington, D.C., in the federal government, and from this president isn't working for folks on the ground in Virginia. She was able to take advantage of that. But it's not just anger against the former president, against the current president. You don't get results like this just because people are annoyed at the person in the top office. You get them because you connect with people, you have a clear message, and you're the right person for the job. And she showed that that's what's happening tonight.
Because the polls did, from the Emerson and our partners at the Hill poll, did show she was polling almost 6% of the men, which was a different category for someone like Spanberger, a Democrat, when there was a lieutenant governor from the Republican Party. She also got the state's police union to back her. How significant is it that she is this kind of different kind of woman leader that we didn't see in maybe a Kamala Harris or a Hillary Clinton?
It's really interesting, and it's something that Democrats are looking at. This is a night when Democrats have lots of different kinds of candidates running for election, from Abigail Spanberger, Governor Spanberger, or Governor-elect Spanberger here in the Virginia area, and then you've got Zohran Mamdani out in New York. These are very different kinds of leadership, very different political leanings, both in the Democratic Party, and both kind of pointing a direction forward. But what's interesting is even though they have very different styles, that the candidates who are running tonight have very different styles, all the Democratic candidates are kind of united around this message of it's not just affordability, it's sort of quality of life, whether that's education or healthcare or jobs. It's sort of the way that people are dealing with life on the ground right now. So it's not just opposition to President Trump. It's not just sort of griping or showing the challenges of the current Republican Party and saying we're not those guys. It's saying we actually have a positive vision to run on, and we're going to make life better for people in our communities.
And they're younger, too. It does feel like there's a generational shift in the new leadership for the Democrats, even though it's a very big tent. I mean, sometimes it may be too big.
You're seeing that big tent right now, not just in the kinds of candidates who are showing up, not just this election night, but kind of are running in elections that'll take place in 2026. There's a huge array of different kinds of candidates, but for sure, Abigail Spanberger is going to be a person that other Democrats look to as potential an example for the kind of communities that they're running into. There are a lot of communities out there that are like Virginia, that are diverse and sort of sometimes now left of center, but also have a lot of moderates, have a lot of conservatives. It's a real interesting mix, and a lot of people are going to be looking to Governor-elect Spanberger.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting too, because she's so middle of the road, the most bipartisan of all of the Congress in representatives at the time, versus a Mamdani who is so far left. So it'll be interesting how the Democrats kind of figure out what their next path is.
I think what it's showing is just that the Democratic Party actually does have space for this wide range of different views, which is going to be a huge thing for them to accomplish. They're going to have to show that that's something that they can provide as we head into national elections in 2026, and then, of course, presidential races in 2028.
We're already talking about that. All right,
there.
thank you so much. And that is our Jake Maccabee, a political strategist and lecturer at the Kennedy School there at Harvard. Chris.